Midnight in the Switchglass. This is another video on demand movie. It may have been shown in a few selected theaters around the world, but it wasn't showing, at least where I live. But this movie stars Bruce Willis and Megan Fox. And yeah, this is yet another Bruce Willis cash grab because I don't really feel like Bruce Willis was all that good in this movie. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. If you removed Bruce Willis from this movie completely, the movie would be no different. He is there just to have an A-list name attached to your shitty movie. While this movie does have a better production value than I've seen from a lot of his past work, like I think this movie, I think it has good production value. I think there's good direction. I think there's good direction on display. I think Megan Fox, which it's only been this year where she's really been getting like a lot of credit in the film community, with her acting and all that. With her newest movie coming out, Till Death, I believe it's called. But yeah, like I thought Megan Fox, like she is the center character here. She's the one that this movie focuses on, and I honestly like Megan Fox in this movie. I think she did a really good job, like selling this character and selling her performance here. I don't think she did a bad job in this movie. I don't think she did a bad job in this movie, like at all. And from what I've heard, she's really good in Till Death, which which that is good to hear because that's a movie I do want to, that's a movie I do want to check out. I do want to check out eventually. But yeah, this is a movie that while it is especially in the middle portion of this movie, I would say is very drawn out. Like I would say that maybe the ending of this movie, the ending of this movie is all right. It has a cool opening scene. There's some cool scenes throughout this movie. There's there's good lighting from memory, I believe. There was, there's good lighting. I think it's a well shot movie. Um, but like I think there is a lot of trouble on the script here. I think the writing here I don't think is good at all. I think there is a lot of potential. There is a lot of potential in this script to be good. And when I saw the trailer to this movie, I was just like, yeah, that doesn't look half bad. That actually looks like a really cool story, a really cool screenplay. And then when you actually watch the movie, it's completely different from. I mean, okay, no, actually, I do want to take that back. What you saw in the trailer is what is in this movie. Like that's the story that is presented to the viewer. Alright? But I think as far as what you come to expect in this movie, I think is very different. I think is very different from from what you'd be thinking going in, and all that. So, yeah, but yeah, it's like yeah, Bruce Willis is really not in this movie for all that much. He's there for maybe 3 4 minutes. Like he's not in this movie. He's not in this movie. He's not in this movie long at all. He has no involvement. Like he shows up really just as a cameo. Like he shows up in a lot of the after crime scenes. He doesn't really join in any of the action scenes in this movie. This movie is more of a mystery crime thriller. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of action. This movie does mainly center point on the mystery side of things. So there's not a whole lot of action, but when there is action, Bruce Willis is nowhere to be seen. Which is unfortunate because he was great in the '80s, he was great in the '90s, like with action flicks. But now he's just doing these really cheap ass VOD, which he's only in it for like a minute, really, and he's like the main character on the poster, and his name is on the poster, and his name is all over the marketing campaign and all that. So yeah, but anyways, like it's yeah, like this is a movie I don't think I would recommend to anyone. Like if you do want to check it out, like um, I would say wait till it comes to Netflix if you really do want to check this movie out. But I think yeah, you can honestly just skip this one. So yeah, that's my review.